Well, if you follow global markets, then you probably hear a lot of people talk about risk on and risk off environments. And over the past 24 hours, we've seen a little bit more risk on. And this effectively means that investors are prepared to take more risk, and we generally do see equity markets rise. And this is definitely what we've seen overnight. Now, the big reason for this is that there's been concerns around Italy over the past few days, of course. Now, most people are concerned about whether they are going to be able to raise money and whether they have a sustainable long-term future. But overnight, it was revealed that they did hold a bond tender program for the government. And in fact, investors lapped up their bonds and in fact were pretty prepared to lend them more money. So this was seen to be good news, and equity markets have lifted in response to this. But currency markets are still feeling the brunt, including the Kiwi dollar. And the Kiwi dollar has been drifting lower over recent days, and we've continued that trend, dropping under the 78-cent mark against the US dollar. And at one point in time, we were in the low 77s, but we've ticked up a little bit by the early Friday morning. The big concern from the issues that are stemming out of Europe is that it could increase funding costs for everyone around the world, including us here at home in New Zealand. And this was stipulated in a report by the Reserve Bank of New Zealand on Thursday. Now, what they mentioned is that the issues that we're seeing in Europe are starting to have an effect on global credit funding lines, and this could put some pressure on the likes of the banks here at home in New Zealand. Now, they are still going to be able to get money, but they may just have to pay a little bit more for it than they previously have. So while we are still predicting that wholesale interest rates are going to be low, funding premiums could increase just a little bit, and this is going to mean that funding costs in general will increase across the board. So this is something that farmers need to keep a pretty close eye on over the next few weeks and next few months, because higher borrowing costs could come through over that period of time. Now, the Reserve Bank are doing a couple of things to try and combat this, and one of these does include the fact that they're going to defer some requirements for banks for about 6 months to alleviate some of the problems.